time to lunch.
Person the Bear here today. We're at Disney Springs because other than feeling the heat, we are feeling the electricity.
We are going to the Edison.
Yes, it's been far too long. As your number one choice of foodie for entertainment, we're here to try the new items on the menu, so you don't have to. Remember, she's vegan. I'm not. I'm going to try not to get electrified.
It's time to foodie and chill.
I feel as if there is a secret deviled egg civil war going on here at Disney Springs. I feel like every place tries to offer their signature deviled eggs, especially when they're doing like a brunch menu of sorts, or even just all day. I feel like most people probably default to homecoming because homecoming is known as like the premier brunch spot. We've done many a brunch video across Disney Springs to prove that that might not always be true. There are other places here that offer a very convincing brunch, very convincing items. Both the Church Lady deviled eggs at Homecoming and the deviled eggs actually next door at Hangar Bar, not really next door, but down the pathway, are good offerings. Now these are a whole breakfast in a deviled egg. You have a traditional deviled egg topped with bacon and then green onions, but it's served on top of a whole hash brown disc. Very cute, very festive. I thought it was going to be a little easier to pick up, but there's actually egg underneath it to hold it in place, so it's just as messy as any other deviled egg, but like on a saucer almost. I think this is supposed to be a one-biter. I'm telling myself that. In retrospect, that was probably a two-biter, not a one-biter, but we commit to our mistakes. The hash brown is hashy, but I wish it was a little bit like more cooked. It's not solid enough to hold the deviled egg. I feel like it's already sagging under the weight, because they're literally just using some of the egg mixture. As you can see right here, they're using the egg mixture to hold it in place. So it's making it soggy. It's like a binder, like a glue, but it's hurting the consistency, I think, of the hash brown. It's a good flavor, though. It definitely feels like a breakfast in a bite. You get bacon, you're getting eggs, you're getting hashies. That's almost a full breakfast. Now, this is definitely meant to be a shareable portion, but don't limit yourself. You can eat 5 deviled eggs and have a call that breakfast or brunch if you so wish. This is your vacation after all. I believe this is a tasty option. It's good. I don't think it's as good as the Church Lady deviled eggs. I also don't think it's as good as the deviled eggs from Hangar Bar. Close. This is probably like third. And I would probably put the Hangar Bar deviled eggs over Homecoming. As blasphemous as that sounds, this still makes it a good offering, though. I would give it a 3.75 out of 5 claws.
Now, normally when I come here, I get the pretzel and the imposter burger, but because we are here for brunch, I got the avocado toast. This is a sourdough bread with a avocado schmear, pickled red onions, arugula, and then a balsamic dressing, and then they added the Impossible patty on top just to give it like a little bit of oomph. It does typically come with eggs, so if you get it without eggs, it is vegan. But if you have an allergy and you're worried about things being made in shared facilities, the bread is made in a shared facility, so there is a possibility with egg and dairy cross-contam at like the factory level. But you get that with a lot of things, so that's really like an allergy thing. I'm going to try this 2 ways. The first way I'm going to do this is just by itself, which I suppose I should have preloaded because this bread is actually pretty hard, not warm. And it's done. Okay, there we go. So arugula and avocado on a piece of bread, avo toast. I probably don't even need the fork, but here we are. I think what makes this avocado toast unique outside of offering a patty is the white balsamic, I think that's what it is, white balsamic dressing on there. That is really flavorful and really helps bring some of the things together. Of course, my issue with everything that has arugula is that there's too much arugula. So I'm going to take off some of this arugula after we're done reviewing it and enjoy it that way. On its own, it's still pretty delicious. I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5 avocado toast. I don't know if it's my favorite avocado toast at Disney Springs, but it's pretty good and it's pretty large. Now, to get into the impossible, it does cost extra to get this patty. And I do feel like there's a little more avocado on this side. So maybe it'll taste less like arugula, though still very difficult to knife. All right. Almost got it. This is a workout in and of itself. Okay, here we go. Impossibly good, maybe? Maybe. Oh yeah, it's way better with the impossible. That kind of just brings everything together. I imagine like if you had egg, that would work too. They also have vegan cheese, so you could throw cheese on here too if you wanted to. I also have pocket parm. I think I'm just going to eat it with the impossible patty though. That is really good. That is a 4.25 out of 5 avocado toasts. That definitely takes it to the next level. My only note is that instead of putting a whole patty on one side of this toast, chop it up and just put like stripples of it across the whole toast and then put that on the menu. I think that's a good add-on.
In my greatest politician voice, I want to make one thing clear. Even though Edison is a third-party restaurant, I still think they have some sort of secret deal with the arugula Illuminati under the contemporary, some sort of conspiracy cabal to force us to eat this wannabe green on things. You don't need arugula on everything. And even when you do, you don't need a mountain of it. Quit trying to pawn your arugula off on me. I'm on to you, arugula Illuminati, and I'm watching you, okay? Back to the avo toast. All of the things, we love a good avo toast. We're never going to say no to one. But this bed of villainy here, I have some thoughts already before I bite into it. I actually really like what the white balsamic does to the avocado mash. It definitely brightens it up and gives it a certain like tangy flavor that you don't normally get with like a straight avocado mash. That tastes like straight avocado, which, you know, it's an acquired taste for some people. I think that very much brings it into like the more modern avocado toast age, if there were ages or eras in that at all. I do not like the arugula on it, only because I think the arugula is a bitter flavor that doesn't necessarily mesh as well. I get it. You want some other greens on top of your greens, but I could have done without the arugula. You know that spinach is the thing, right? Or kale, or it could have been green onions in moderation, of course, but this level of arugula makes me feel like you're trying to hide something. You know? That's why it feels like a conspiracy, because why would you need all this arugula on something if it really tasted this good? The arugula's not helping, so why is it here? And that's what I'm left thinking here, is like, why so much of it? You know? It's still very good avocado toast. It's just, it needs some tweaking. Some execution changes, if you will. I would give it 3.5 out of 5 claws. Now, it would not be a full review if we didn't try it both ways. So we have this impossible here on the back end. And I want to try both. You know, we love a good impossible patty. Even at an upcharge, you know, let us live. It's not a vacation for us, but it's a vacation for you. I really feel as if the impossible patty adds way more to the flavor of the mash and the bread with that white balsamic than the arugula could ever do. Instead of like that harsh, bitter flavor, you're getting a savory, salty taste from the patty that goes well on top of the mash and the bread. I think that's enough to bring it to a 3.75 out of 5 claws. I still think there's some execution changes, if not sliced, crumbled over top. Because it's a big patty to just be sitting, weighing down one side of the bread. Those juices, that flavor, could soak into the rest of the bread and sort of like even out the flavor instead of you having to do it yourself. Understand this was an addition. This isn't how the dish was planned. So understand that. So better rating, but not so much better where I'm willing to get into a 4 territory. There's some sort of saying that the early bird gets the worm. In this case, the early bird is just a breakfast sandwich. You have what is supposed to be a buttermilk biscuit with a chicken patty underneath, a fried egg. And then you have bacon, and I believe there is hashies in here as well. I can't tell. No, just chicken. Huge chicken patty, fried egg, bacon. This is supposed to be the biscuit. This feels like a quarter loaf of bread. This doesn't really feel like a biscuit. So much so that they had to give a toothpick to hold this entire thing together. They also have a sausage version very similar to this. Being a chicken boy, I decided to go with the chicken over the sausage, especially for breakfast. How I eat this, anybody's guess. I guess I'm going to do it from the ugly end. Yeah, this is going to be a problem. I really hate to stick to my conspiracy theories, and this is less a conspiracy theory and more of a foodie-specific gripe. There is a subsection of sandwiches. Brunch is a main culprit, but there are other food services that do this. You have the aesthetic, like hole-in-the-wall places that serve things where they say it's a sandwich, but there's absolutely no way you're going to be able to eat it like a sandwich. It's either too big, too oblong, the pieces are too massive. This is definitely one of those things. I don't think this sandwich was ever designed to be picked up with human hands. Hands of angels, maybe. Hands of some sort of mythic beast from some trashy grocery store novel of sorts, like my sister would read. This should have been a fork and a knife deal. And against better judgment, I picked it up and tried to eat it, and I'm left with this mess on the plate. Flavor is good. The biscuit is a biscuit. It's kind of dry. I don't give it like it's not like homecoming biscuit level. It's not even like for locals, a Winter Park biscuit level. It's a biscuit in name only. It literally just feels like a quarter loaf of bread. The chicken is breaded, not anything offensive in there. It's like a sweet maple dressing in there. The bacon is crispy. The egg is egging. It just doesn't eat like a sandwich. I think it's a good sizable breakfast. There's absolutely no way in the world you can leave here hungry if you manage to eat all this, but it's a sandwich. It's just not a sandwich I suggest you pick it up with your hands. You know what I mean? Like bathing suits that don't get wet. That level of like look left and look right at the same time. You know what I mean? I would give it a 3.5 out of 5 plus. Huge bowl of tots. Now you do have the option to get fries with this. I chose the tots because that felt more brunch. And it comes with ketchup, but I asked for mustard on the side because mustard is a far superior condiment than ketchup. I don't care how salacious that sounds. At brunch, there's a lightning bolt to strike me down, but look, nothing happened. Mustard is superior. Whether you call them tater tots, potato barrels, the result is an expectation is the same. Crispy, crunchy on the outside, warm on the inside, and I should be able to hear that in the interior of my mouth. It excels at all those things. As far as tater tot, it is exemplary. Nothing special, no special sauce, but who expects a tater tot to be anything in a tater tot? Tater tot is what a tater tot is because a tater tot is. That's a mantra somewhere in there. Either way, 3.75 out of 5 plus.
Bear, in his predictable drink ways, ordered a banana drink that is an old-fashioned. If there's anything that Bear knows best, it's an old-fashioned. So I'm taking one for the team and cheersing to Bear. Cheers to Bear. Okay. It's got banana. It's got a little bit of like an oaky, like almost like a maple syrup, but not like maybe like a smoky maple. And banana. I'm not mad at it. I could see this at like Epic Universe in Donkey Kong Country. Let's go. I would give it a 4 out of 5 bananas.
I love a cocktail personally that adheres to a theme. This drink is literally called the Banana Joint. It has like 4 different liqueurs, and it's like a rum base, basically old fashioned, with some regional syrups to give it like a hint of like the oaky flavor, and then also pecan liquor as well. And you know that a drink has to be very much in the vein of I'm going to drink that if I'm going to do anything with pecan, because I'm a pecan hater through and through. It smells like a hangover. Woo! It definitely feels very much like a breakfast cocktail. It definitely has like that like syrupy sweet. I think that's because 2 of the like liqueurs are basically like a distilled sugar liqueur. So it's a very like sweet forward, but you're still getting those bitters on the back end. That makes it very much like a rum old-fashioned cocktail. It reminds me of like one of the cocktails that we've gotten at Sebastian's Bistro with their make your old-fashioned little menu. This feels close, but like very much more unique and banana forward. I almost feel like this is a syrup I could pour on pancakes. I'm not going to do that. We've made a mistake of pouring alcoholic things on items before that hasn't always turned out well for us. This, though, I'm giving it a 4.25 out of 5 claws. We like to come into Edison for drinks. This is the one I could order if it's on the menu all day. The Edison is always an electrifying experience, be that good or bad.
I think brunch is great. Better than I expected it to be. The avocado toast was large and in charge. And then, of course, if you don't want that, there is still the imposter burger. And then you can modify the pretzel to be vegan as well.
I do think that as big as the menu is here, they need more specialty vegan items. I feel like every time we come here, you have to modify something or something like a base burger.
Yeah, or salad.
And like, you need something else here. This menu is like one of those menus that's like that, the Gordon Ramsay, like you got too many things on your menu and you need to
pare it down.
Niche down. Because you're doing a lot, but you're not doing anything great. It's good. It's just not as good as I think it could be in some cases.
I think brunch is pretty good though.
It was a good time. The food's all right.
So it's all the same like sentiment. Like It's brunch, but like it could be better. But probably if they had less things on the menu and didn't serve lunch and brunch at the same time.
I just didn't feel there was anything here that I can't get elsewhere in Disney Springs. It's just a little tiny bit better.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Yeah, but I don't know what you guys think. Obviously, the Edison has been here a long time, sitting in the bones of what was the Adventurers Club.
Yes.
Let us know what you think. Are you interested in brunch here, dinner? Let us know in the comments below. Of course, if there's anything else in Disney Springs you think is better, or anywhere you'd like to see us go, the comments will always be the place to find us. Hit the notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday.
We'll see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, Bear might yeet himself into another century.
If you give me a time machine, I'm not going to the past. That's all I'm saying. But you heard the girl.